Welcome to Talkin' Ball Game Day, Episode 6. But before we dive into the juicy content that we're going to be bringing you,
we got some heated rumors.
Ooh.
Do we?
No. But
It
if
sounded great.
They would have definitely stayed. And now they're gone.
Yeah, that's pretty true.
We could
Stay
make
tuned.
we might make some stuff.
But no, thank you, Cam Smith, with the American.
Thank you, Cam.
With the
Nick
American
Saban's retiring.
Senior Benefits
Dude, that quick.
Insurance Broker. All your insurance needs, make sure you go see him. His link is in the bio. Also with the Just Jesus Radio Network. Gospel preaching, gospel singing, internet radio app. We do appreciate him sponsoring us. Our boy David's on there preaching at 8:30 on Saturday mornings. Make sure you go give him a listen.
I got a hot take.
Okay.
Stetson Bennett,
Oh, the mailman.
the third,
Okay, wow. I'm a third.
throws for 300 yards Saturday.
No, he doesn't.
I forgot that JT's still hurt. I was like, what?
Stetson Bennett, the third, throws for 300 yards. He's not very good.
The only way that Stetson throws for 300 yards is if y'all are losing the ball game. Y'all don't.
Or if it's a
No,
close
I don't
ball
think
game.
they allow him to
I
throw for
disagree.
300 yards.
I disagree because of this. Todd Monken has always had a great game plan. Auburn has one of the best run defenses in the nation, maybe second behind Georgia. Very good run defense, and have faced some good running backs, just as Georgia has. Obviously, Georgia's better and probably significantly better, but I do not believe that Todd Monken and Kirby Smart are going to do what they did last week. Every report I've gotten out of practice is they are letting Stetson throw. Now, am I convinced he does hit 300? No, but
I like the take, though.
just real quick, and I know this is game day, but I'm just kind of shooting the bull at this point. But give me 1 second, and I will tell you what he did against them last year. I was talking to an Auburn fan, talking to average trash, and it was one of those Auburn fans that was very delusional. I've talked to some Auburn fans this week that are very good to talk to, but this particular fan was delusional, and I said something about Stetson having a good day Saturday. He said Stetson's not good, and I said no, he's not. He's gonna have a good day. I don't know the exact stats because I don't know where Auburn's ranked, but their secondary is terrible. They are one of the lowest teams right now.
Max
in
Johnson
FBS.
had a great game against them.
They're one of the lowest teams in FBS in pass yards, as far as the worst against it.
Sean Clifford had a great game against
Last year, Stetson Bennett threw for 240 yards in a game against Auburn in Athens. I think Stetson Bennett will throw for at least 250, but as a hot take, I'm saying he throws for 300.
I don't think it's impossible.
Yeah, not possible.
But
let's dive into this. Go ahead and get into the first segment of the game, or of this game day episode. Our upset pick of the week, who we thinking has a good opportunity to pull the upset. And I'll go ahead and get started.
Okay, kick us off.
With a big one, just like I usually do. I am taking in my upset. I'm taking Texas over Oklahoma. And you'll see in a little bit who I actually picked for this game. But I think Texas has a great opportunity to upset Oklahoma, playing at home.
I agree.
Texas lost to Arkansas in the beginning of the year.
right.
But over the past 3 weeks, I think Texas has put up like 50, 60, and then 50 again.
Ever since they inserted Casey Thompson to be their quarterback.
Yeah, their offense is coming together. And Oklahoma, on the other hand, has played some really close games this year. They've squeaked by Tulane. They squeaked by Nebraska. Some teams that, they should blow out. And I think going on the road, I think it's going to be a tough environment for Spencer Rattler. And I think Texas has a good opportunity to pull the upset this week.
I like that pick. And as much, I'm about to go into mine, and as much as I don't believe in Ed Orgeron, and I believe Ed Orgeron will be fired after the season, I think they beat Kentucky. I think
That's
they
a
get
big
the win.
difference from last week from you.
Yeah, well, I don't really buy into Kentucky that much. I'll be wrong. Now I think they're a good team. I think they're probably a top 25 team, but they really haven't faced any really good offenses this year. Now Florida shot themselves in the foot a lot in that game. Now still hats off to Kentucky. Kentucky's got a good defense. They got a good team. Mark Stoops has been a great coach for Kentucky. But Max Johnson, as bad as LSU's been, their biggest flaws has been their run game and has been their defense. Max Johnson has played well. I think he plays well at Kentucky. I think LSU's offense rolls, and I think LSU ends up getting the win, and then people try to somewhat buy back into Ed Orgeron, but they're going to fall off after the Kentucky. But I think they beat Kentucky.
Good pick.
I want to say I disagree with you.
I do too. But
That is our upset alerts, and not necessarily something that has to be right. I am going to take Virginia Tech this weekend.
I like that. I like that pick a lot.
If I was to name 5 places,
is that Virginia Tech?
Yep. I don't want Georgia to go have to play.
Yeah.
One of those top 5 places is probably Virginia Tech.
100%.
Yeah.
I would almost rather go play a Penn State whiteout game than I would
Yeah.
play at Virginia
Yeah.
Tech.
Blacksburg is legit.
What time's the game?
Blacksburg is legit.
7:30.
Oh, yeah, night game.
GG's.
I like that pick.
They're going to
Yeah.
drop off hard. They're going to lose this game, and that's back-to-back losses, and that's
Yeah.
not a good look for them or Brian Kelly, but he's still a good head coach. So,
yeah.
Give me,
Especially, I mean, they look rough, especially
They did.
offensively against
give me
Cincinnati.
Virginia Tech.
Yeah, and if Wisconsin had any better offense, they'd have lost to Wisconsin, too.
Yeah.
I will say this, too. Look out. I want to say Cincinnati plays Temple
Temple, yes.
Friday.
Yep.
No, they do play Friday. Friday at 7.
Yep.
That's at Cincinnati. Temple's playing pretty good football
They
right
are.
now.
Who's Temple's coach?
And I'm not, and I know, I guess I'm not supposed to give 2 upset alerts. I'm not saying Temple wins, but let's see if Cincinnati is riding a little bit high or if they're going to stay level-headed.
A little bit of a
Ron
hangover.
Mathis, transfer from Georgia, went off last week. 322, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I want to quick notice. I know we're going to try to make this one a little quicker, but why is it that some of the best players on certain teams are Georgia transfers? Florida's defense, Brenton Cox.
Yeah.
Auburn, one of their best wide receivers, Demetrius Robinson. I forget Tyreek Stevenson,
Yeah.
Miami.
Yep.
And then Temple, Ron Mathis is going off.
Yeah.
That tells you how good this Georgia
Yep.
team is.
So now to the team that we were sleeping on, or individual that we're sleeping on, and I'll go ahead and you want to go ahead and start. Go ahead.
Yeah,
You
I'll go ahead
start.
and start. I'm sleeping on Bo Nix this week. I
Me
mean, he's
too.
going against the best defense in college football. And I will say this about Bo Nix. He's done a whole heck of a lot better.
He
He's not
has.
turning the ball over this year. He's had a better season, but
Has he thrown a pick yet? I don't know if
I don't think he has. And that's definitely going to change this week. But
He throws 3.
he struggled against Georgia State. And, I mean,
Yeah.
that's Georgia State. So maybe he has a little bit of problem with Georgia teams. But in all seriousness, Bo Nix has definitely looked better. He's definitely looked improved under Brian Harsin. But going against Georgia is pretty much tough for anybody. We've seen
Best
KJ
defense,
Jefferson struggle. I would say we've seen DJ struggle, but he struggled all year at this point. But I think Bo Nix has a pretty rough game, and I think the Dogs run away with that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Sleeping on Bo Nix.
I think
David?
So too. You go ahead.
Okay. I'm actually sleeping on Sean Clifford this week, Penn State's quarterback.
That's a good pick. That really is.
Going up against
pick.
going to go up against Iowa's defense. Iowa's defense forced six
Yeah.
interceptions last week against Talia.
And, I mean, 3 against Michael Penix. That's
Yep.
9, just 2
Yeah,
quarterbacks right there.
exactly. So not that Sean Clifford, he's played great. He played great
Yes.
against
Auburn.
Auburn. Yeah, at home
best game
in the
of his
whiteout.
career.
Yeah, played wonderful. But coming into Iowa in a hostile environment, no doubt, I was riding high. I'm taking Sean Clifford, sleeping on him. I don't think he plays that well. Not saying they necessarily lose the ball game, but I'm definitely sleeping on him.
A little foreshadow, maybe?
Maybe.
This is a little bit of a hard choice because John took what I would obviously have gone with in Bo Nix, and that's not just a Georgia
Yeah.
bias. Genuinely believe he has a really bad day Saturday. But just to throw in there, I'm going to say something I don't necessarily know if I believe. I'm going to slip on Matt Corral this weekend.
Okay.
I think Arkansas is going to be a team that rebounds really well.
Yeah.
I think Arkansas is a legit top 15 team. And with just all that is going on with Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin, he just can't stay off of Twitter.
No,
And he
and that's a fact.
He can't
Yeah.
keep his mouth shut. And people like that aren't successful
No, I
anywhere.
agree with that.
Anywhere, and especially on a head coaching stage. I'm interested to see if Ole Miss gets their head right and back in. But I'm going to say...
Both teams coming off a tough loss.
Right, and
Oh,
not
yeah.
necessarily that he goes out there and throws a 6 interception game.
Yeah.
Which we're interested to see if that could happen. But not the Matt Corral we saw that thought we could win the Heisman. He may do enough to win, but I'm going to sleep on Matt Corral.
Good pick. Now to our breakout player, or team, whoever, for this week. Go ahead and start, David. Or you got one? Or you?
No, not really. I do a lot of spur of the moment, but I'm not. I was going to double down and take Stetson Bennett, but I'm going to take Brock Bowers. I think I've already took him once this year, but I think this weekend Auburn's secondary is really, really bad. Turn that game on and watch it. You'll understand what I'm saying. It's really bad. Their run defense is really good. Their secondary is, it's terrible at times. Somebody on Georgia's offense is going to have a big day today. It's going to be either Jermaine Burton or A.D. Mitchell or Brock Bowers. I'm going with the guy, Brock Bowers, who's been there all year. I think he finally has a really, really big day, 100-plus yards. I'm going to go with Brock.
Has he had over 100 this year?
I think he has.
I think he did against Clemson, did he not?
No, I don't think he did against Clemson.
I don't think so.
He was close at least.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
was
know
close.
that he's had
It
100
felt
yards.
like he had
But he's been there.
I know that he's leading Georgia in receiving. Let
Yeah.
me check real quick the Vanderbilt game because
Yeah,
that
I
was
think the
his,
Vanderbilt because I know
Yeah,
he
'cause
had
he
that.
got like an 80-yard on like
Yeah.
a jet
that's
sweep or
his
something,
best
didn't he?
chance at it. So we'll check that.
Yeah, he should
real
have.
quick.
But while you can probably get it that Jake.
Yeah, well, I'm right here. He had 70 yards.
70.
So
Okay.
So, yeah, I
I'm
thought.
sure he probably hasn't, but I think he'll hit 100.
So the player that I look to have a good week is Sam Howell. Shout out to our boy James. That's his boy. But Sam Howell, they're 3-2 on the year. They've lost.
Definitely been disappointing.
They got blown
compared
out
to
by
their-
Georgia Tech. Been a disappointment year for
absolutely.
sure. But they're playing Florida State this week, which Florida State's coming off their first win this past week against Syracuse on
Go Knowles.
kicked the game-winning field goal. Finally got their first win.
Travis
But
Hunter.
About time for them.
their defense is terrible.
Their team's terrible.
Their team's terrible in general. Playing at home, I look for Sam Howell to have a great week.
I think he goes off.
Yeah, probably possibly 450. Yeah, it depends on how long until they pull the dogs off. But look for Sam Howell to have a great week, bounce back this week.
Oh, I like that pick. I think it's a safe pick, but I think it's a good pick. I'm going with Blake Corum, Michigan's running back. I think he's a legit top 5 Heisman candidate
Michigan's
right now.
offense is good.
It is, especially running, not so much passing. They're going to be going against Nebraska, and I think they'll have some success running the ball. They faced Wisconsin last week, who has one of the best run defenses in college football, and still they were able to run the ball a little bit compared to what some other teams. They still didn't have as much success, but when you're going against that Wisconsin defense, you're not going to run the ball too exceptionally well, and I think it's a little bit easier for him this week against Nebraska, and I think Blake Corum has a really big game.
All right, now on to our picks. Whichever one of y'all want to call our guest picker. I'll go ahead and let you
got
up. You don't have it?
I don't got the number.
Okay.
Oh.
I do, but
go ahead and
I said I got it.
update you. Don't call him yet. Update you on our.
So you wanna call him?
Don't call him. Go ahead and update you on our records. So last week I went 6-0.
Good job.
David went 4-2, and John went 5-1. So on the year, me and John both are 21-9, and David's 18-12. And Levi, our guest picker last week, almost went 6-0.
Heck of a week, man.
Would have been for that schedule.
Yeah.
Did we put him even with Kyle for that?
As much as I'd love to, I think we gotta keep it.
because he picked the upset of Troy. He could have went with South Carolina. And
What
been
was the
6-0.
final score of that?
24-13, I think, or 23-14 is one of the two.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. That's
It's
overly
competitive,
close.
Yeah. So Levi went 5-1. So still leading is Kyle Collins at 6-0.
So you don't not trying to throw shade on Kyle.
The
But,
Kyle
I
had
mean,
an easy
what
week.
an easy. I mean, it was like
Yeah.
it was Clemson against South
So-
Carolina State, Georgia.
Hello. Hey, what's up, Doc?
Not much. What you?
We're doing this.
Rib.
This is my girlfriend's
Rib, man.
We're doing this
Talking
talking
ball
ball thing.
So our guest picker of the week is Brother Tim Ramsey.
Assistant pastor at Gateway Baptist
Yep.
Church.
So,
An absolute legend.
Brother Tim, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll hold the phone and I'll talk to you. So we'll go ahead and let you get started. Who are you picking in the South Carolina at Tennessee game?
Tennessee, South Carolina's terrible.
I like it. I like it. I've also taken Tennessee. I think South Carolina. I think Tennessee's offense is clicking right now. That's not good. I think Tennessee's offense is clicking. I think they win by at least 2 touchdowns. John?
I'm also rolling with Tennessee. I think Tennessee wins pretty big. Their offense has been playing very well this season, and as Brother Tim said, South Carolina's not very good, so I think Tennessee wins pretty big.
Tennessee big. All right, Brother Tim, who you take? Oklahoma at Texas.
I'm gonna stick with Oklahoma. I don't think Texas is over the hump yet. Texas defense is still a little subject, and so I'm gonna pick Oklahoma in that one, even though it's on the road.
I like the pick, but I'm going to go with Texas. Oklahoma, as we've already discussed in the show, Texas's offense is clicking right now. I know they struggled earlier in the year with Arkansas, but Oklahoma's had a lot of close games, and I don't think this week they get over the hump. I don't think they go on the road and beat Texas. I think it's a shootout, but I'm going to go with Texas.
This one's really tough for me. Strategically, I should probably pick Texas because I believe that is where David is leaning. And that's kind of what my heart tells me to do. At the same time, I believe Oklahoma does have the better defense. Spencer Rattler, their offense has struggled a little bit this year, but I think this could be the week. It's a big game. I'm going to go with Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma goes into Texas and gets a close win, and I'll probably regret that pick.
Dave?
Here's the thing. this is one of those games.
Yep.
That things can happen that aren't supposed to happen. And I'm going to get chewed out for that. And, that's the thing is it's hard to predict these games. Because Oklahoma is crazy talented on offense.
Yeah.
Who are you texting?
The guy that just called you.
Don't text. Don't text him.
I just said doing talking ball.
No, don't.
I just did.
God. Text. Don't text him. Oh, that's like emailing Donald Trump and expecting him to call you. Anyways, whatever I was saying, it's one of those games that can go any which way, and things happen that aren't supposed to happen. But if everything happens that tells me it's supposed to happen, Texas wins this game. Wait a minute.
Ooh.
But
Uh-oh.
there's a ton of talent on that Oklahoma offense, and sooner or later they're gonna have a breakout game.
We also said that about Clemson, though.
But that's why Texas wins this game.
Okay.
And they win it by 10 points.
Texas.
I
Tim,
might regret my pick.
Arkansas at Ole Miss. Who
I
you
know.
taking?
I have to start this with a question. How healthy is Jefferson?
Oh,
Was he a little banged up in the Georgia game?
He looked pretty good.
he looked. Yeah, I mean, he did. He looked bad because
Yeah.
I didn't see-
Well, I know going into the Georgia game he was a little banged up.
Yeah,
So,
going into the Georgia
I would
game, he was.
imagine he's
After
probably
the Georgia game.
he's probably hurting a little
But
bit.
they haven't said anything about him being healthy or hurting. But I know going into the Georgia game he was.
I don't know how healthy he is. I know he's full go.
Yeah.
Because I've tried to find some information and I can't find anything.
Yeah.
So I'm going to base my pick on him being healthy. I think this will be a high-scored game. You've got Mississippi's good offense, but I'm going to go with Arkansas on this one. I think they're going to take care of business.
I like it. But again, I'm going against you. I'm going Ole Miss at home against Arkansas. Arkansas coming off a tough week against Georgia, and I'm going to go with Ole Miss at home.
Yeah, I'm going Ole Miss.
Yeah.
I'm going Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss big. And I believe Arkansas is a legitimate top 15 team. I think Ole Miss rebounds. Their offense still looked okay against Alabama, but I think Ole Miss at Ole Miss, I think Ole Miss wins pretty big.
David?
I'm take I feel like I'm pretty settled on these until I have to actually make the pick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Arkansas on this one. I just think
More brother Tim.
I just don't think, man. The thing is, I'm honestly at this one I'm out on Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, Lane Kiffin's.
There's no level of professionalism.
Yeah.
And he needs that to come along, and it's not going to. Give me Arkansas.
All right, but Tim, Georgia at Auburn. You taking the upset or you going with the dogs?
Why are you even doing this?
Hey,
Georgia's going to win it all, man.
I like it. I'm as well going Georgia big.
Yeah, I think you can ride UGA for all of us. I think
Yeah,
Georgia.
for every game that we pick this year.
Yeah, I think Georgia wins pretty big.
Juggernauts.
Yeah, for sure. David, all right,
Georgia is the team that Alabama was last year, the LSU was the year before.
I can agree with that.
I could definitely see that.
I only have to ask who you're picking. You're taking Auburn, right?
I don't even need to.
All right, LSU at Kentucky. But Tim,
I'm taking Kentucky in that one.
good
I
pick.
think they've got a good enough defense to take this LSU sick, man. They got issues. They had 1 year of lightning in a bottle with a good offensive coordinator, and they can't get.
John's going to go strategy-wise and go against what he believes.
Top 30 defense. They're
Yep.
going to take LSU down.
I'm also going with Kentucky. Kentucky coming off a big win last week against Florida, playing at home. If it was at LSU, I may lean more toward LSU, but I am taking Kentucky at home.
I agree with everything that Brother Tim said. And strategically, I should probably pick Kentucky, just as I said about the Texas game. And it's tough, man, because part of me wants to pick, that Texas, yet I went with Oklahoma. But I do believe LSU's offense gets it rolling. I'm just not a big believer in Kentucky. Now, I'm not big on Ed Orgeron, and definitely not big on the culture he's built, but I think LSU gets the win.
Dave?
I'm big on Kentucky. I was big on Kentucky in the preseason.
You were?
And said South Carolina fans, 2 of them, told me I was stupid for it. I didn't know what I was talking about. And Kentucky doesn't have that much more talent than them. I continue to tell them they had some really elite transfers. And I continue to say Kentucky has one of the best coaching staffs in the nation. And
I
I
definitely
believe
agree with
that. Kentucky and Kentucky big.
All right, and to the last game, Brother Tim, who are you taking, Penn State at Iowa, and the score?
Man, this is a tough one. I've had
Yeah.
to get counsel from my buddy Tripp here with me.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with Penn State. They've showed that they can handle the big games. They're going up against a good defense.
Right.
They're just a little more balanced because I was offense. I know they put up a lot of points on Maryland last week. They're still the 187th ranked offense in the nation.
Wow.
And so I'm going with Penn State.
What's your score?
I'm going to stick with the spread and with what they're expecting. I'm going to say 23-20.
23-20. I like it. It's hard to go against what you said, but I'm a believer in Iowa. I believe in Iowa's defense. Iowa showed a lot last week. They've shown a lot, as we talked about earlier. 9 turnovers in the past 2 games, 9 picks. I'm gonna go Iowa. I don't remember exactly what I said in our other score, but I'm gonna go 27-21 Iowa.
Some points. I'm gonna go Iowa as well. Now this one was a bit of a struggle, and I think Iowa's potentially a legit playoff team, but I don't think they stand a chance against the Alabamas and the Georgias of the world. And the main reason, now we've seen Penn State, we've seen Sean Clifford play great at home against Auburn, but I watched him play Wisconsin. I believe it was at Wisconsin as well. And they struggled against that defense.
Yeah,
they couldn't run the ball, and Iowa's defense is better than Wisconsin's. Eventually, Iowa's defense is not going to be able to always bail them out, getting like 25 turnovers a game, it seems. But I think Sean Clifford, as you said, you're sleeping on him a little bit. I think that's what you said, maybe a breakout.
Yep.
But I think he has a few key turnovers in this game, and I think Iowa gets the win. I'm thinking low scoring. I'm thinking 16-13 Iowa.
Dave?
Sooner or later, the Iowa Magic is going to run out.
Yep.
I agree with that.
But it's not this week. Iowa wins this week. They're going to win 21-17.
21-17. So, all right. Well, we appreciate it, Brother Tim. Thank you for being our guest picker on the show, and hopefully, I don't know if you've watched our other ones, but we're giving a gift card or some kind of gift card or something to the guest picker that does the best. So right now, Kyle Collins has the lead, a perfect 6-0, but he had a really easy week.
I'll tell you what, Brother Tim's week is as hard as anybody.
Yeah, if you go
4-2, we'll take it.
I don't know 4-2, 5-1.
I think ultimately though, in all reality, we've got to give it to whoever.
Yeah. So, if you
maybe so, but look,
but if he goes 6,
the only game in here that to me is an easy pick.
It's UGA, really.
Is UGA.
Yeah.
Because South Carolina could end up beating Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
No, this is
Tennessee's better, but they're terrible too.
But this is an insanely tough week.
But if you do go 6-0, we're giving it to you over Kyle because of
most
because of the week.
Most definitely.
But we'll talk.
Just because you like me better than Kyle.
That too. Yeah, that too.
Brother Tim, if you go 5-1, we're gonna do something.
Yeah. So we'll talk to you later, Brother Tim.
See you, buddy. Bye bye.
So
thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. You can give us your picks. Do whatever you want to do. Not even watch it. I don't care what.
I gotta find out why my girlfriend's daddy's calling.
He's cooking fish. He wants to know if you want to come over.
Huh?
So
fish.
Until next time.
Hey, out in the rain cooking fish.
Keep
what
talking
an
ball.
Stud.
Fish, huh? That may be worth going over there. I love you.